Top story tonight, and it has everything to do with the Kenyan, Moyale, Kenya border crisis, where our reporter Francis Otomwa is in Moyale town and centers the latest details from there. Let's watch that.
It is 6:40 p.m. in Moyale town, and the Ethiopian immigrants are not happy. Today, they are taking the body of a 7-year-old boy to Moyale Hospital mortuary. He is the latest casualty of shooting allegedly by Ethiopian forces. Family members say the deceased was shot dead on the Ethiopian side while on his way home from a school in Kenya. The death is just one among the many challenges the Ethiopian immigrants are facing. Today is their 6th day in this makeshift shelter. For the last 5 days, these asylum seekers who couldn't find refuge at their relatives' houses in Moyale have had to call this shelter their home. According to the Kenya Red Cross, the Ethiopians cannot be classified as refugees yet. Little children play about, oblivious to the situation they find themselves in. The elderly ones, on the other hand, appear to be deep in thought. A little while later, the clouds darken. A few drops fall gradually, and soon enough, it is raining. Everyone scampers to safety, albeit to shield themselves from the water. Both the young and old squeeze themselves inside this tent, but as the rain continues, so does the space appear smaller.
Tulikimbia na mguu. Tukabeba watoto, mizigo, ndio tukacross border tukakuja upande huu.
Despite the heavy downpour, these students brave the cold as they march to at least pass their message across. Eventually, the rain stops and they have to start afresh. From rekindling the extinguished fire to recovering their already wet sleeping mats. This has been the situation for the last few days they have been in Kenya. The Kenya Red Cross says the situation poses health risks.
Anything is possible anytime. It's a hazard we are stepping on. It's something about to blow up because there are no ablution facilities. Water is not treated, despite the fact that the county government is struggling to ensure that they get water. The water immediately, it arrives with a water boozer, is put into a tank, and the community immediately start drawing it.
The asylum seekers say they have lost hope in the political leadership of the country and would want normalcy to return. For now, they have to contend with this situation, as few of them cross over to Ethiopia for a few minutes to grab some items.
Saidiani sisi kwa sababu tuoni pali tunaweza rudi huko. Hakuna serikali huko. Nataka tu msaidizi.
And as the days go by, such is the environment these asylum seekers have to contend with, even as a state of emergency was declared in Addis. This is their life in the camp. George Maringa, KTN News in Moyale, Marsabit County.
Well, that is a report by reporter George Maringa and not Francis Otomwa, as I've earlier mentioned. But the numbers of the asylum seekers were 8,000 as of yesterday. But now they've hit more than 9,000. According to the Kenya Red Cross, the numbers keep on increasing by the day. Clearly, it's a looming crisis there in the border town of Moyale. Now, just to tell us more on the current situation in the border town of Moyale, where the asylum seekers are still holed up. They're yet to be recognized as refugees because they will be referred to as refugees after the relevant bodies, including the UNHCR, consider them as one. But now, for the latest report from the border town of Moyale, I'm now joined by reporter Francis Otomwa.
Yusuf, the tribal tension that has been building up in Ethiopia has been a matter of discussion for a long time, and this time around it appears to be spilling over to Kenya here. And as we are speaking right now, hundreds are leaving Ethiopia, trooping in here into Kenya, and this is of course creating some sort of a security scenario here that has had even local authorities here now start thinking of solutions. As we speak right now, Marsabit County and also the Kenya Red Cross have come in handy trying to help and settle these migrants who are moving here into Kenya. And as we were today, we were going through this camp. There are 3 major camps here in Moyale that have been set up separately, trying to accommodate these immigrants who've been streaming into the country. And as we went to one of them today, we noticed that there was a ceremony, a burial ceremony that was in the planning, and it had everything to do with a miner who was killed as he was trekking from Ethiopia into Kenya. And this is one of those issues that have heightened emotions here. Most of those people who are streaming in here into Kenya are from the Oromo tribe of Ethiopia, and this is the group that keeps saying that they are being marginalized by the government in Ethiopia, and they are moving here into Kenya to try and find a safe haven. We've seen even immigrants moving as far as beyond Moyale and even into Nairobi. A couple of weeks ago, we registered a number of immigrants who are being moved from Nairobi and brought back here to Moyale, that is Moyale in Ethiopia. And that is the matter that has been building up here. And everything here has everything to do with those tribal tensions that has been making this sort of an issue here in Ethiopia. But what is clear, and clear indications have already been sent out, that these people are coming in huge droves, huge numbers. Right now we are speaking of about 8,000 who are already here in the country, and they are still moving in more and more. And of course we will be giving you a full wrap up tomorrow when we follow this, or rather we trail in the footsteps of the immigrants of Ethiopia moving into Kenya. Yusuf.
Thank you, Francis Otomo, for that comprehensive update from the border town of Moyale, where there's some sort of a looming crisis, as he has clearly mentioned. I'm going to link up with him, of course, tomorrow and as the day progresses there in Moyale. Now, the East African